I have the great pleasure to introduce Diane Cowen of the Santa Cruz Public Library system, particularly of the virtual services, and Jen Gallacher, the co-owner of the Santa Cruz Rehearsal Studios. Diane, Jen, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you here. And the reason you both are here is, well, a little bit later on, we're going to get to hear from a band that's going to be playing at an amazing event happening
Sunday, June 14th.
Sunday, June 14th at the Kuumbwa Jazz Center. Doors open at 6:30 and the show starts at 7, and featuring the Coffis Brothers and the Mountain Men and Sugar by the Pound. And we got half a pound of sugar here today in the studios. They're going to be playing live coming up real soon. In fact, we're going to listen to a little bit of their music in just a second. But first up, tell me about this event. It's called Homegrown, and it's the premier collaboration between the Santa Cruz Rehearsal Studios and the library.
Well, the event is really commemorating the anniversary of the introduction of the Soundswell Local Music Collection. Now, the Soundswell Local Music Collection is essentially a database of local music that library cardholders can download for free. And the library pays musicians a fair rate for the work that they submit, so they're fairly compensated. And it also establishes a historical archive so that people throughout the county can continue to listen to the great music of Santa Cruz for years to come.
And so, Diane Cowen, the Santa Cruz Public Library put this service together a year ago.
Well, we started working on it a little more than a year ago.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it went online, available to the public about a year ago.
Yeah.
And then in anticipation for this new first year celebration, you partnered with Jen Gallacher because of Jen's studio space, the Santa Cruz Rehearsal Studios.
Jen and I have actually been partners since the very beginning, and actually maybe I'll let you talk a little about that.
Okay. Way back, probably in, I don't know, was it 2013 or 14, I read an article online about a library in Iowa who was doing this exact thing, making local music available to library patrons. And I thought it was so cool that if they were doing it in Iowa, we should definitely be doing it in Santa Cruz with our local music scene. And I actually tweeted the article to the Santa Cruz Public Library, like, hey, have you seen this? It looks really great. And then I got an email from Diane, and she was well aware of the project and was actually looking for a large-scale project to work on. And that's kind of how we connected. And I think she called me her community partner.
Yeah.
So that's how I became her community partner in this amazing project. And it was a good fit in terms of our relationship because she has all the prowess of the library and the technology. And then Santa Cruz Rehearsal Studios is very in touch with a lot of the local bands. And for me, it was so exciting because I'm constantly getting requests for people to work with bands that don't have any money, that don't have a budget to pay them. But with this project, bands do get paid, and they get paid more than they would get paid on, mainstream music streaming sites. So
not much there.
Right.
Tell us just a little bit, Jen Gallacher, about the Santa Cruz Rehearsal Studios. You've been in business 5 years now.
Yes. The studios were started by myself and my husband, Paul. He is a musician and formerly worked at Santa Cruz Guitar Company. And before coming to Santa Cruz, lived in L.A. and was in a very loud band that practiced at a studio space, an hourly rehearsal space. And when he moved here, he was surprised that there was not a space that was above ground, because there are certainly a lot of creative spaces in town, but there was nothing that was kind of to code and that could advertise on the internet and things like that. So it was kind of a dream of his for a while, and at some point it was just kind of like, okay, we have to either try to do this or stop talking about it. So we worked with the Santa Cruz Small Business Development Center out of Kuumbwa College and wrote a business plan and got a loan, and here we are 5 years later.
And it's located at 118 Coral Street, right by Harvey West Park.
Yes, so we're in an industrial area, which is perfect for a rehearsal space because we can be really loud and there's no neighbors to complain.
And people can go to SantaCruzRehearsalStudios.com to get more information. And you also are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yes.
As the Santa Cruz Rehearsal Studios.
Correct.
Wonderful. And then there's so much that I love about the Santa Cruz Public Library. Diane Cowen, if we could just talk a second about this network of 10 neighborhood library branches, the bookmobile, and all of these wonderful community-based programs that you're doing. In particular, we're talking about today, which is the Soundswell Music Collection, local music collection project.
Well, I think we've, really kind of hit on the major benefits of the project. I think it was so amazing the way Jen and I, just really latched onto it at the same time, and we're both really aware of it and just said yes. We just said yes and wanted to go forward.
Wonderful.
I think it's a really win-win project, for the musicians, to help build their fan base. It's a great project for the community, giving them access to local music and, giving them the ability to find bands and musicians that they might never have heard of otherwise. So
people could also go to santacruzpl.org. That's for the Santa Cruz Public Library, santacruzpl.org. But the homegrown, the Soundswell Local Music Collection has also a website, and you can go to scmusic.santacruzpl.org. And there, it's not a website, it's a page, I guess, within the Santa Cruz.
It is, but what it is the collection kind of has a home of its own from the library's main website, and it looks very different than the main library website.
And then we've got this great event. Again, I want to tell everybody to come out to the Kuumbwa Jazz Center for an anniversary, the first year of the Santa Cruz the Soundswell Local Music Collection in existence is June 14th. The doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7 p.m. and you can get your tickets at brownpapertickets.com, or you can call at 831-427-7713, and there you get to talk to the library. And how many people? So we got the Coffis Brothers and the Mountain Men are performing, and Sugar by the Pound. You have two bands playing at this first event. You're planning many more. Yes.
Definitely planning more. Yes.
And how many, would you mind just telling us really quickly, because I know we want to get the Sugar by the Pound in here playing some live music. But Diane, tell us how big is the collection right now, approximately?
Right now we have about 110 albums from at least 70 or 80 different musical performers or groups.
And that's our own Santa Cruz.
This is all local musicians.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
And every time somebody uses their library card to download the musicians, how does it work for the musicians?
We pay a 2-year licensing fee.
I see.
So for 2 years, library card holders can download the music, and when they download it, that's it. There's no DRM. They get to keep it forever.
Oh.
So, I think that's a really great piece of it, too,
it's a gift
as far as
to you.
access goes.
Right.
After the 2 years is up, we can go back and make a new agreement for a new album. But what we do is remove the download links so that music is now only available in a streaming format, kind of as the historical archive.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And I just wanted to add real quick that there is still money available in this project. So any bands or musicians or people that know local musicians that haven't already taken advantage of this can contact Diane via the library website and get in there.